This is a video for section 4.3, part 1, graphing linear functions. So now that we've looked at slope, we're going to create our own graphs for our linear functions. And before we do that, we're just going to review some information about the coordinate system. Anytime we're given 0, 0, that's the origin. You can plot it right here, 0, 0. It's the starting point. As the starting point when plotting any ordered pair. So we always are counting up from that 0, 0 position. Okay, so that's our point A. Just a reminder of the different quadrants. So this quadrant here, both the X and the Y are positive, so it's plus plus. This one over here, the X is negative, but the Y is positive. Oops, that's what I want to write. Erase. Like this. So negative plus. Down here we have negative, negative, and this one is positive, negative. Okay, so just a review of the quadrants. So let's plot this next one, B. So it's at 1, 2, so they're both positive, so we're going to be in this quadrant. So we'll go 1 to the right and then 2 up. So this will be point B. Next we have C, negative 3 and 5. So it's negative, positive, it's going to be over here. So we'll go to negative 3. Oops. This is negative 3, then we'll go up to 5, so it'll be up here. Okay. Next we have D. So it's positive, negative, it's going to be here. So we're going to go over to 2 and then down to negative 6, so our point will be here. That's D. And then our E is double negative, so this quadrant. So it's over at 5, negative 5, and then negative 1, so it's going to be right here. Okay, so just a review of plotting points. Okay, so if we are given the slope of a line and 1 point on the line, then we can graph the line. So the first thing to do is to plot the point on the graph. So here it says, graph a line with a slope of -3 going through a point, -5, 3. So our step 1, our first step, we're going to take this point and we're going to plot it just like we were doing up here. So -5, 3, we're going to be over here. We're going to go to -5. Here's -5, then we're going to go up to 3. And there's 3, and that's going to be our starting point. Okay, so that's our point that we're starting. That's our -5, 3. Then we have our slope. There's our slope. That's our next piece of information we need. So M means slope is -3. Anytime we have a whole number, it's always over 1. So regardless, anytime whole number, it's always over 1. Now, a review from last time, just remember that the top is vertical, okay? Positive number means up, negative number means down. The bottom is horizontal. Positive number means right. Negative number means you go left. Okay, so, whoops. We're going to start with our point. Okay, here's our starting point that we plotted. That's where we're going to start counting from. I'm going to blow this up a little bit. And we're going to go -3, so that means down 3. The bottom number is positive, so we go right 1. Okay, so let's try that out. We're going to go Oh, I don't want to use pink again. I use purple. Down 3, 1, 2, 3, right 1. Oof. 1, 2, 3, right 1. So our next point is here. You could do this again. 1, 2, 3, right 1. Here'd be another point. 1, 2, 3, right 1. There's another point. Then you could take a ruler, a nice straight ruler, and draw a straight line through these points. Put arrows on the line because the line continues for infinity. Okay, and you have now graphed your your line. Okay, so this one says, so that's the first one. This one says, on the grid, on the right grid, graph a line with a slope of 2/3 going through point -3, -1. Okay, so our start, this is going to be our start. Just the same as we up here. That was our starting point. Okay, so we're going to start with -3, -1. So we're going to graph that first. So we're going to go to -3, and then we're going to go down to -1. So right here, -3, -1, that's our start. And then we can do 2/3. So remember, 2 is the top, so it's positive, so that means 2 up. And then the bottom is also positive, meaning 3 right. So let's do it. 2 up, 1, 2, 3 to the right, 1, 2, 3. So there's our next point. 2 up, 1, 2, 3 to the right, 1, 2, 3. There's another point. Okay. You can also reverse directions. So let's say I wanted to go this way. Like maybe this first dot was way at the top here, and then if I went 3 up, 3 to the right, I would go off the graph. So I need to go the other way. So you can reverse. You can reverse directions. So if you reverse directions, you need to change both the top and bottom to be the opposite. You can't just change one, it has to be both. So we still have 2/3, but instead of having up, opposite of up is down. Instead of having right, the opposite of right is left. Okay, so you have to reverse both to go the other way. So then what I would do is I would start the same point. Now I'm going to go 2 down and 3 left. And it would give me a point right over here. Okay. Then I can draw a straight line between these points. And you should use a ruler for this. And there's my line. Okay. So now that you've gotten to this point, you're going to go to page 171 and do number 1 left. And you're going to do that first. So that is going to give you a point. So remember, you start with your point first, and it's going to give you a slope for those questions. And you then use your slope. Okay. Once you finish number 1, then you're going to go to page 174, and you're going to do question 4, A to H. In question 4, they give you an intercept as a point. So what an intercept means, if it's the x-intercept, it's going to fall somewhere on this x-axis. If it's the y-intercept, it's going to fall somewhere on this y-axis. But you still plot your point the exact same way you normally would. Okay? So let's say if it was an x-intercept, they might give you a point of 0, 2. So you would put it right here. Okay? Or 2, 0, I mean. You would put it right here. And then you do your slope the same way. So that is for page 174. Okay? Leave number 2 for now. You're going to do number 2 after you've done your graphing with these 2 questions.